Sonia ji from Panipat. Maharaj ji, in the three modes of material nature, the mode of goodness is supportive for devotion. So can we put in an effort to increase it?
करना ही चाहिए.
Yes, we should be doing that. We should associate with things in the mode of goodness, water, food, sights, thoughts. Then we will be able to create a positive mood for devotion. If what we view as dirty, for example, if you see dirty things in the mobile or mundane things, dirty things would be in the mode of ignorance and mundane things would be in the mode of passion. And if you watch Satsang, then it's a mixture of the mode of goodness and passion, a mixture of the two modes. Therefore, if we collect more of goodness, then our devotion will increase. But we don't have to remain stuck in the mode of goodness. We have to rise above the modes of material nature. Whose question is it? Yes, we have to rise above even the mode of goodness, because only one who has risen above the three modes can attain God. The cycle is going on, and at one time, one mode may become prominent and then another. So we have to rise above the three modes, and for this we should constantly chant the holy name. The mode of goodness is supportive. Therefore, we should have Satvic food, keep a Satvic environment, read Satvic scriptures, speak in a Satvic way, do Satvic actions. We should do these things. For example, water from a well is very Satvic, and cooking homemade roti and lentils and offering to God is very Satvic. But food from a restaurant is in the mode of passion, and there are things like cakes made with eggs which are in the mode of ignorance. Therefore, if we have food which is in the mode of passion or ignorance, then we will not be able to practice devotion, because our thoughts will be in the mode of passion or ignorance and will create obstacle in our spiritual path. Therefore, we should try to accumulate the mode of goodness but not get stuck there. By the strength of bhajan, we should rise above the three modes of material nature. The Lord is beyond the three modes. Therefore, everything we see is created by Maya and is under the three modes of material nature. The mode of goodness is supportive, but just by mode of goodness, you will not be able to attain God. You attain God by rising above the modes of material nature. Even in the mode of goodness, there are things that can tie you down, such as attachment arising out of compassion, affinity arising out of helping people. But we have to rise above the modes of material nature, because the Lord is beyond these material nature.
nistrai-guṇya-viṣhayā.
The Lord describes the three modes of material nature, but advises Arjuna to rise above the three modes. Therefore, chant the holy name a lot, listen to Satsang, study the scriptures, serve your family as per dharma. By serving other people, our body gets purified, and by chanting the holy name, our consciousness is purified. By studying the scriptures and listening to Satsang, your intelligence is purified.
तो आप परम पवित्र हैं ऐसा अनुभव हो जाएगा. आपका जो भगवान का अंश है ना, चेतन अमल सहज सुख राशि.
And then you will realize that you're absolutely pure, because you're part and parcel of God. Only the completely pure can attain God.
How can we rise above the modes?
Like we just discussed, chanting the holy name.
जिहि नामन मंगल लोक त्यों सुहरिपद भजन विलंब कर.
By chanting, your consciousness will be purified, your mind will be purified.
तो उससे तुम्हारा अंतःकरण पवित्र होगा, मन पवित्र होगा.
And by serving the body, your body will be purified. When we listen to Satsang and study the scriptures, then our intelligence is purified and the thoughts are pure. Then the intelligence will rise above the modes of material nature. When we are connected to God, then
मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिम निवेशय. तो निवसस्य मय्येव अतूर्ध्वं न संशया.
the Lord says, the devotee who engages his mind and intelligence in me, then he resides in
मेरे में
me.
ही वास करता है.
And being situated in God means you're above the modes of material nature. And being situated in the world means you are in Maya.
But what if we have to do non-spiritual things in this world?
No, but think of God at that time. Think of it as worship of God. You have to stay connected to God. For example, I'm talking to you. I feel that my God is residing in you and in your form is talking to me. Any service I'm doing, I feel that God is in everybody. And all the actions are worship of God. Consider them to be worship. If doing a war and cutting people's throats is worship of God, because Krishna says to Arjuna, remembering me, fight. So, then every service we do is a worship of God. Then we will rise above the actions, our karmas. Otherwise, the karmas will bind us. And when we consider karmas to be our worship, then they'll become karma yoga. And then karmas will not be able to bind us. There are only two types of karmas, pious and impious. And they will not be able to bind us. Because when we do karma for Krishna, it becomes worship. And when we do karma for ourselves, it binds us. it creates malign desires. Therefore, to rise above the three modes of material nature, we should see God in everyone and consider every action as worship of God. And if we are surrendered to God, then we have risen above the three modes of material nature. It is very difficult to cross over the ocean of Maya. But the one who takes my shelter is able to cross over Maya. Therefore, take shelter of God, be surrendered to God, and do every action for God. Then even while remaining in this world, you will be a yogi. And even if you're in jungle and thinking of sense objects, then even then you are a materialistic person. Because the key is to connect to God with your mind, and one who connects is a yogi. Externally, our actions might seem material, doing a business, service, teaching people, but they will all become worship of God if you're chanting the holy name. Think of it as your prescribed duty and do it from God. Then definitely they will become worship of God, and you will rise above the modes of material nature even though you're doing actions within the modes of material nature. For example, lotus flower is in mud, but it is untouched by the mud. Similarly, our body is Maya and we are in Maya. But if you do every action for God, then you'll be like a lotus flower situated in the mud, in the water, but separated from it. You'll be a yogi who is above the three modes of material nature. Do you understand?